Every day I spend long working hours here in my market garden. It's a lot to do, a lot of work. And each day, just to pass the time, I listen to satellite radio. Have a subscription, have an app on my phone, just turn on the channel I like. I listen to a lot of sports talk, especially if it's college related. I love college sports, baseball, football. So I put my phone in my pocket and I listen to those different channels. And there's something that drives me crazy with all that, and it's not the shows. There's a particular commercial that absolutely drives me crazy each time I hear it, and it may be something that bugs you as well. But I'll say this up front is that there's nothing I hate worse than selling something on fear. You're selling something because of fear. And the commercial that I hear every day when I'm out here working in this beautiful garden. By the way, we grow so many things out here, which is incredible. We have cucumbers over to my left, over here to my right in this high tunnel are tomatoes. There's baby peppers being grown below me. There's green beans here to my left. The list goes on. So back to the thing that drives me crazy, and it's a commercial about emergency food. I know you've heard these commercials, freeze dried, um, dehydrated food that can last for years, and it gives you a 3 week supply. If those are major emergency, you've got this dehydrated food that you can take with you or have at your home. And let me say up front, I'm not against being prepared for emergencies because they happen. In the southeast of the United States, last year we saw the devastation of hurricanes. In the Midwest, we this month we see the devastation of tornadoes. It's horrible. And those are things that it is always good to be prepared. If you lose electricity or you didn't have a water supply for a week or so. So there's nothing wrong with being prepared. I'm very much for that. But these commercials that come on daily that talk about you must have and you've got to have, um, the part that bugs me is just selling on fear. So the reason I tell you that, and one of the things is, wouldn't it be cool if you had your own little garden in your backyard where you had kind of a constant supply of food most of the year? And let me say up front here at Whirlwind Family Farm, when we talk about gardening, we talk about it in the joy sense of having a garden, because that's what really gardening is you can go out and enjoy it and see the wonderful things you can grow, which are organically based. You're not using any chemicals. And that's one of the joys of our garden. There's a lot of hard work, but at dinner time or at lunch, if we want to go out and get some carrots or maybe a tomato or a few green beans, we just walk out in the garden and there they are. And you can do the same thing on a much smaller scale. Anybody who's watched my videos for any length of time, it's amazing how much food you can grow in a very small area. And I mean a very small area, 10 foot by 10 foot, 20 foot by 20 foot, or just a small little rectangle area that's not big at all. You can have peas, you can have carrots, you can have onions, tomatoes, squash. There's a long list. And I'll tell you this, many, you can look this up. Just go into your search engine, Google, whatever, and type in vegetables that have protein. There's a lot, beans, for example, have protein. I'm not saying it's going to replace meat, and I know those out there that are vegan, and I won't get into that argument at all. But there are many vegetables that provide protein. And am I saying that your garden's going to provide all your food and it's going to be the absolute answer for an emergency situation? Certainly not. But how cool would it be that you know that if you're in a situation where you need to have a little extra food at home and there's no damage from hail or high winds or tornadoes, that you've got a garden that you can go out and harvest some vegetables out of? And the whole point to me of the garden is the joy, the peace, the fun, and the added benefit is these beautiful vegetables that can be harvested every day. So I guess why those commercials rub me the wrong way is because it's all about looking at food through something that's a fear and a possibility of something can go wrong. And of course, I always look at food and vegetables as a joy thing. And that's the way we look at it here at Whirlwind Family Farm. So that's my 2 cents on freeze-dried food. I'm certainly not against it. There's been times when we did not have gardening and we always kept a little freeze-dried food around. I think it's a good thing to do. I think it's always good to be prepared. Always better to be prepared than not prepared. A friend of mine always used to say, hey, if you're buying a vehicle and you pay an extra, we used to say $1,200. I'm sure it's much more now. Pay $1,200 extra to have four-wheel drive. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So that's the way I look at freeze-dried food. It's not a bad thing to have it at all. So each week, we appreciate you checking out our channel. We try to take you further along in that gardening process. This was my day to vent a little bit about a commercial that I hear on the radio that drives me crazy. So thank you for checking that out and tolerating my time to vent a little bit. And thanks again for finding Whirlwind Family Farm. We always hope that you will like, subscribe, please comment. You may have much stronger opinions about it than me. So blessings over you, your family, your garden. We always have a couple of videos on screen. Check those out. They'll take you further along in that gardening process. Blessings. Talk to you soon from Whirlwind Family Farm.